Take with it what you need. If something doesn't resonate with you, fine. If something does resonate with you, then go with it and see where we are. And they've just given me like a soccer ball, a rugby ball. So run with it, whatever feels right for you. Okay, fine, thank you. One of the biggest thing they were sort of saying to me today, and they want me to look at, they're calling this is the teachings. I don't know why they're calling that, but they're saying this is the teachings. These are like lessons. These are the teachings. So that's what I've got to go with. And one of the things they keep repeating and repeating is saying that you're all connected. You're all connected. There is no separation. You're all connected through unconditional love. Unconditional love for each other, unconditional love for whatever's going on in your life. Thank you. But they said sometimes it gets a little bit busy in your lifetimes and your lifestyles, and chaos takes over, and then there seems to be a separation. So when you are going through hardship or hard times, there seems to be a disconnection from you connecting to source. Source can be, if you want to call it God, angels, whatever it is that you want, but source energy, so the divine energy, and it can separate you from that. And this is what's happening with a lot of individuals at this moment on the planet. And thank you, one of the guys just said there's always a disconnection. Sometimes, yes, sometimes, thank you. So there's always a disconnection that happens, and they've seen it many centuries on your planet. So every time there's something going on, whatever it is, hardship, whatever it is, instead of going into that unconditional love, of course, it's testing time, and it can make you feel isolated, can make you feel disconnected, make you feel alone. Okay, thank you. And it's the challenges from that, learning how to reconnect, not that you've really disconnected, but that feeling that you feel that you've disconnected, is that bringing it back into your life. So thank you. They said, so when there are times of hardship that you may face, and there's issues that you may be going through, it's always about finding your joy. Thank you. Finding your joy, finding your love in whatever method or source or however you can do that. Thank you. And so thank you. They sort of said, however you find that unconditional love, maybe that's in a loving relationship, maybe it's a loving relationship from partners, family members, colleagues, neighbor down the road, the dog, the cat, the animals that you have, the unconditional love from wherever you can find it, it helps you to reconnect. Thank you. They said it's talking about frequencies. So when you're going through some hardship, when times are hard or times are tough, or there's some rejection, or thank you. They said there's thank you. People worry about the financial situation. Of course they do. I'm as I'm talking to you, that also I'm talking back to them at the same time. And I said, of course they do. On planet Earth, you have to pay the items, you have to pay for services. Nothing really is for free. And they said, but unconditional love is for free. So they're sort of saying that it's about finding your love and joy, however that is, in how you receive it. And they sort of said sometimes it can be from the love of walking in nature. Sometimes it can be thank you, love of nature. Sometimes it's with the animals, sometimes it's with loved ones. However you find your unconditional love, go searching for your unconditional love. Okay, thank you. And they said it is that your thank you. They said, why are they not? Thank you. They're sort of saying, why are they not learning from what they are seeing around them, what they are seeing around them as with nature, how nature changes, how the cycles change, how they are aware that, something that's lived a certain lifespan, that it falls away. Thank you. They sort of said, where nature, as in the fall, they said, or as you might see at autumn or winter, as the leaves on the trees, it falls away, to then to sort of have a clearing to, oh, thank you. So that the leaves drop away. So there is a clearing. So the tree has time to rest. The tree has time to come inward and to sit and to rest. And so almost like that hibernation period. Why do not humans sometimes do that? Why do they not see that there needs to be, sometimes there's some sort of clearing or letting go of something, letting go, thank you, letting go. So it's very similar to as in the leaves falling, they sort of said. And it's about when we feel as humans we're going for a crisis or something that's happened, they're sort of saying it's about then to let go, it's about to release, to let go of what it is that is no longer serving you, what no longer feels right for you, because you're going through great changes. Okay, thank you. Those who hold on to those leaves on the tree, or the relationships or the situation, because they're too scared to to make change. They said then you keep holding on to this heavy weight, this heavy burden, and again with your energy, it holds you stuck, and so that it makes it more difficult for you to move forward. So they said sometimes when there is that chaos in life, and sometimes when there's that drama or that trauma, it is that to learn to thank you, accept in a sense, and to let go. Okay, thank you. um so they say what they cannot understand, there's been many that have asked for change, and when then the change is created from, say for instance, okay, with nature would be a storm. Within life, if you see some situations as a storm to release and to let go of, can you not see that something may have been created, a situation, a circumstance that's been helped you to let go, to release, to let go of what has been bringing you turmoil in your life, whether that's letting go of friendships, friends, jobs, homes, home life, whatever the situation is. But thank you. One of my guys just said, well, why can they not see this? And of course, again, I'm talking back to them at the same time, trying to help them to understand, because as human beings, we're having this sensory experience, and as humans, um, it's not so easy. We hold on to something because, thank you, possibly because we fear that we cannot see what is to come. So because we cannot fear what is to come, we fear and we hold on even tighter. So they sort of said it's now learning to let go of, just let it be, let this situation unfold. Thank you. They said, okay. Okay, thank you. Do you have to let them unfold? Okay, thank you. Uh, there has been many of you, they just said, many of you have said, help me to become the best version of myself. And then yet when you ask to have guidance to become the best version of yourself, you then wonder why there has been great changes around you. The changes around you have been happening, manifesting around you, because you wanted change in the first place. You ask for change, you're receiving change. But yeah, if it doesn't come in a fancy bow and in a little box, and it doesn't say this is the change the universe is bringing to you, you then feel that your life's fallen apart. Thank you. And then they just said, then you disconnect. Then you feel that you are fearful. You feel that through the heaviness, the denseness of whatever is happening, whether it's losing a home or losing a partner or losing a job or whatever it is, you feel that denseness, and you go into fear mode, and then it shuts you off from receiving information. Thank you. And at the time when you need the help the most, or the guidance, you've already put a boundary in place to stop you from receiving it. So thank you. If you ask for change and you ask to become the better version of yourself in this lifetime, then wait that you are then going to have situations where it's going to show you the better version of yourself and how you are going to step forward. So it is really for you to look at that, what you are creating. Thank you. Thank you. One of my guys just said, we're not taking any responsibility for any changes in your lives. You are creating the change because you have showed up, you've asked for a change, and yet then you do not take responsibility for it. Then you curse us and say, oh, my life is falling apart. Thank you. I have another guy that's just come in. Okay, I love this. So, okay, thank you. They're saying that you are creating your environment around you. So you are obviously, we know, co-creating with the universe, but you are creating more of it. So if you then go into fear, you're going to create fear. So if something comes up and you're worried that, oh, I'm not going to get that job, and you go into the worry mode, I'm not going to get that job because I don't have the qualifications, or it's not going to fit in with my home life, or it's too far, or I'm not good enough, you're going to get the same with what you're putting out. You're going to get the match, that you're going to get a reflection. The universe is always going to give you a reflection. It's going to match up with like for like in your energy. So thank you. They just said, I have a guide that's just coming in and said, it's not just about mood boards and manifesting and trying to create a life that you think that you want. The idea is that you've got to look at how you want to feel in your life moving forward. Okay, thank you. Mood boards and manifestation are all just about to get you into that groove of the sensational feeling, what it is that you want. But then, thank you, they just said, but then we know if you choose the Ferrari and you don't live in an environment where you need a Ferrari, or you know, whatever job it is that you may not ever reach, that you're not going to have it, and it's just going to reinforce that that's going to happen. If it is, you go from the sensation of the feeling that you're going to feel, or how it is that you want life to show up for you, Thank you. They said, and it's always about love. It's always about that love energy. Thank you. It's not about greed. A lot of you go into the greed mode, and it's not. This is not pointed at the individuals that are listening to this live. This is like for those out there as well. So there is this greed mode that individuals go into. Or thank you. They feel that if I have this job, as whatever it is, high ranking or whatever it is, the job that you think that it's going to make you feel 100% fantastic, wonderful, and you're going to be the best on Instagram or an influencer, whatever it is. If you just do that just so that others may see you a certain way, it's not going to happen. I'm laughing just because they're laughing. Sorry. Um, so what they're just trying to say to me is that, thank you, they know, universe, guides, beings, energy here, angels, whatever you want to call them, they know the match that your heart truly desires. It's about matching up your heart's desire. What is it that your heart is searching for? You have to go back into the energy of what your heart is desiring. What is it? Is it the fancy car so you can just impress everybody? Is it the fancy house? What is it? What is your heart truly desire? And they want you to have a look at it. What is it that your heart truly desires? Because they know what your heart truly desires. And it might be the most simplistic thing. Well, I call it simplistic, but they just said that's not always the truth of this. It might be that you just want peace. It might be that you're in a dysfunctional relationship and you're finding it hell. It might be that you're starving hungry. It might be that you want to be loved by somebody who will love you unconditionally. It could be, as I would say, the simplistic things. But if you're searching for other things exterior of yourself and thinking, okay, let's be that influencer, let's have that flashy car, let's have that flashy house, that's not going to bring you the happiness. So it's about going back into your heart. What does your heart truly desire? And then you'll match up to what it is that you want. And the match will be around in your environment. Everything has energy. If it is that you wish to be loved by somebody, you have to love yourself first. You have to have that relationship. You have to have that connection. You have to know that you are worthy. You have to know that when you then receive it, because it's no point in then you meeting somebody and then they say they love you and then you can't give back because you've never felt it, or because you don't feel that you're worthy of being loved because of how you think and feel and see yourself. So if you want that love back, you have to get into that position of feeling loved. Okay, thank you. I have a guide that just said, when you were created, your soul, and you had that soul consciousness, and you were given that unconditional love, that unconditional environment, like the womb within the universe. There was that unconditional love of energy that flowed backwards and forwards. When you come to planet Earth, the lessons and the teachings became a little bit more difficult. And the unconditional love sometimes was severed in a sense. That how you were meant to feel during that period of that lifetime, that family maybe that you were brought up, or the environment that you were brought up, that it could have been, thank you, obscured. It could have been that the parents or the environment that you're brought up in made you feel less than that love and taught you a certain pattern of behavior, and that separated it. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe there's other reasons why that you disconnected as such, or believed that you weren't worthy of love. But they said by reconnecting back to the unconditional love, first you have to feel that for yourself so that you can identify it, that when you're receiving it from others, that you are also at that match. Okay, thank you. Have another guide coming in. Okay, thank you. So this guide is picking up on this information. They want to send this little transmission and saying the algorithms. Some of you have noticed the algorithms on the planet right now and what the universe is dishing out to you. And they're saying, if you don't believe in algorithms and how it's matching up with your energy, then look at how your life is showing you at the moment things that maybe you need looking at still, that you need to make some changes. They said, we find it fascinating here because we watch all of you. You're on your phones, you're on your computers, you are listening to your TVs, and this is okay. But you may talk about piece of furniture, or you may talk about a car, or you may talk about whatever it is that you're thinking that you might need or want in your life that's going to make it better. And the next minute, have you noticed then it becomes an advert on your phone that you'll always be listened to? The universe does the same thing. The universe works in mysterious ways. It does the same thing. So if you look at it from the fact that if you're on your phone, you're talking to a friend, you're talking about a piece of furniture, and next minute you see it on your Instagram or wherever it is on any social media stuff, and it's showing you, well, actually take it as confirmation the universe is doing the same thing. So be mindful and careful of what you are thinking and what you are saying, because it shows up. So you might start walking around going, oh, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be a millionaire. It's not going to work that way. It's what your heart truly desires. It's got to find the match of your heart frequency. So whatever you do, you will be successful as long as you are passionate about it. And there's a spark of energy that's inside of you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. And then they just said, this is why some of you have been through trying times. This is why some of you have felt what you have felt, so that it makes you go, right, okay, enough of this. I've learned some lessons. I don't want that anymore. Let's see the flip side of this. What is it that I do truly want? And they said to have a look at it. Okay, thank you. I have another guide that's just popped in. Okay, thank you. Oh, it's really busy on this side. The other guide said, please tell them this, please tell them this. And one of the guides is jumping up and down. Okay, fine. So those deja vu moments that a lot of you are feeling on your planet right now, those deja vu moments are the moments in time when you match up with the version of yourself when you are ready to receive what you receive. So when you have those moments and you get those shivers down the arms, like, oh, I think I've been here before, it's because now you've become the match to what it is that you need to be in, or what need to be wherever it is that you need to be. It's a sign from the universe saying, oh, you've got all goosebumps on your arms. And that means that, yes, that deja vu moment, that you feel like you've been here before, to a building, to a place, a sentence that you've heard. It's because the match of the version of yourself. Because as we know, there's no such thing as past, present, or future. It overlaps in many of the dimensions. So it's just the version of yourself that steps into it. And to become the version of yourself, to be ready for it, you have to do the work on yourself. Okay, thank you. And they just said, we're always going to say journal, 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 journal. It is to, as you're going through your day, to pick up on those bits and bobs, those pieces of information you are receiving. So an exercise I want you to try and do is look at how you are feeling, look at what you want, write it down in your journals, and watch what happens. The universe will show it up in your world. So if you want confirmation to know, is there anyone listening to me? By writing in your journal, as in, I want this, or I want a sign to show me that, then look for it and it'll pop up. This is what they just said. Okay. It feels like it was a forecast of information they wanted to bring you today, but this